Did you know that heart disease is one of the leading causes of death worldwide? I'll tell you about someone I know. Let's call him Mark. So Mark was a corporate executive for a very big company. And Mark was a family guy. Mark had his wife and his 2 kids, and he loved them dearly. But Mark's days were so hectic and busy. Most times, Mark didn't even have breakfast at home. Mark would usually just buy something on the road while he was going to work, some kind of fast food that he can just munch on and get a cup of tea, and he's into work. Busy day with meetings and planning and activities, the full works. Mark had everything going on for him. But even at lunch, Mark was not eating healthy. At lunchtime, Mark too was indulging in a lot of the fast foods, whatever he could find his hands on that was available nearby. Mark utilized that as his lunch. But this was not a good practice, and Mark kept doing this for many years until one day Mark got to work and he felt this pain in his chest, felt this burning in his chest. He couldn't understand why he was feeling this way, and he was feeling lightheaded too. So Mark was worried. And Mark's secretary, Shirley was a sweet person, very sweet, very gentle woman, and easy to talk to. So Mark called Shirley in his office and he told Shirley how he was feeling, the pain in his chest that he was experiencing. And Shirley got worried because up to this point, Shirley has never seen Mark like this before. Shirley has always seen Mark in high spirits, in good energy, always active, always ready to be involved in what was happening in the office. But this day, Shirley knew this day was different. Unlike any other day, she knew that something was wrong with Mark. And she got worried. And Shirley phoned the ambulance. The ambulance came and took Mark to the hospital. Now, luckily for Mark, when he got to the hospital, there was his favorite doctor, the guy who we saw has been seeing for years, himself, his wife, his kids. They've been seeing this particular doctor for such a long period of time. Now, Dr. Jude was happy to see Mark because Mark has now become almost like a family friend to him. And he got Mark into one of the hospital beds, and he took some blood samples and did a physical examination on Mark, had the heart monitor on Mark to see what was really happening with him. And after about a few hours, Dr. Jude came back. And Dr. Jude said, Mark, I have some news for you. At this point, Mark is so worried because he's never experienced like this before. He's like, what, doc, what is happening to me? I've never felt this kind of pain before. And Dr. Jude explained to Mark that his cholesterol is very high. And the first dietary change that Dr. Jude recommended for Mark is to replace his sugary cereals with oatmeal. Now, Mark, whenever he loved these sugary cereals, he enjoyed them, his kids enjoyed them. But Dr. Jude asked him to replace the sugary cereals with oatmeal, because the oatmeal has more fiber, which is good for the heart. And also with oatmeal, it helps you to feel fuller for a longer period of time. So in that way, Mark would reduce the unhealthy snacking. Because Mark loved to snack. During the day, Mark would be snacking 5-6 times a day. And he was not snacking on healthy things at all. So the oatmeal helped because we were able to replace the unhealthy snacking that he was doing because he felt fuller for a longer period of time. The next thing he was advised to utilize is fatty fish. And our fatty fish, things like your salmon, your mackerel, your tuna, these types of fish, these fatty fish, they are filled with what we call omega-3 fatty acids. And the omega-3 fatty acids, they're known, studies have shown, that they're known to help reduce inflammation, and they're being linked with reduced risk of developing heart disease. So this was one of the things that the doctor recommended that Mark utilize twice per week, and to replace this with some of the fried foods, because he loved this fried chicken and his pizzas and these types of things, and he was advised to replace the fried foods that he so enjoyed indulging in, to replace that with having the fatty fish twice a week because it was more healthy for his heart. The next thing Mark was advised to do is to utilize more nuts and seeds in his diet, like walnuts and almonds, because these nuts and seeds, one, they reduce the inflammation in the body, and also they were good for the arteries and arterial flow. And this was all helped in reducing Mark's risk of developing heart disease. These nuts and seeds, they help to reduce what we call our bad cholesterol, cholesterol that you do not want to have much of in your body. These are what these nuts and seeds help to do. He also advised that Mark use more leafy greens like our spinach and our kale, because they are loaded with vitamins, minerals, and antioxidants. And this can help to really strengthen up his heart and make his heart much stronger. Now, leafy green vegetables, they are high in things like nitrates, which can help to lower blood pressure. And they are rich in fiber. And as you know, fiber helps to keep your arteries clear. Mark was a big lover of sweets. He loved his candy bars. He loved anything that was sweet. And his doctor knew this, as they have been friends for a number of years. So he told Mark, when it comes to sweet, the only thing I would advise you to use would be like dark chocolate. Because dark chocolate has, especially dark chocolate that has more than 70% cocoa. Because these are rich in flavonoids, and flavonoids can help to improve your blood flow. Also, they help to lower blood pressure and reduce your inflammation in your body. Finally, his doctor advised him to use more berries like our strawberries, blueberries, raspberries. And these berries, generally berries are packed with antioxidants and fiber, and they also help to reduce the risk of heart disease. The main thing for berries is that berries help to protect the arteries from damage, and also berries are known for reducing cholesterol and inflammation in the body. So, in summary, some of the changes that Mark's doctor recommended for him is to replace his oatmeal with what he was accustomed using, which was his sugary cereal, to have salmon, tuna, or mackerel instead of fried chicken, nuts and seeds instead of having bags of chips, dark chocolate instead of candy bars, and leafy green vegetables and berries, to make that a part of his meals. But not only were these foods recommended, Mark was also encouraged to exercise, as it was important for Mark to exercise along with his diet change. So Mark made these changes. And I can tell you, within 3 months, Mark was an entirely new guy. His energy was up, he felt more alive, he felt stronger, his cholesterol was lower, he was like a brand new person. And he vowed to maintain his diet and to maintain his exercise so that he can remain healthy for his family, for his kids, and for his work. So what about you? Tell us in the comments, what kind of changes will you make to ensure that you have a healthy life, a stronger heart to continue for many decades to come? If you like the content that you're listening to, continue to follow us for more health tips like this. Like, share, and subscribe to the Well Talk channel as we work together to put your health, my health, our health first every single day. See you in the next video.